All right, sixth graders, this is to help you with question 3 on CR7. What is the greatest common factor of 12 and 36? Okay, factor. We got to write out the factors. We're going to want the greatest common factor. So the first thing I'm going to do is start writing out the factors of 12. I'll show you another method in a minute because I know some of you like to use Venn diagrams for this. But I'm going to first write out the factors of 12. So how do we find the factors of 12? They're going to be two numbers that multiply together to get 12. So 1 times 2 is 12. So 1 and 12 are two factors of 12. 2 times 6 is 12. And you'll see I'm doing this systematically. I say 1 times what is 12? 2 times what is 12? Next I'll go 3 times what is 12? So 2 times 6 is 12. So 2 and 6 are factors of 12. Then I move on to 3. Can 3 go into 12? Sure. 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 and 4 are also factors of 12. Then I move on and I try 5. 5 times, it won't be another whole number that gets me to 12. So I'm like, that doesn't work. And then I'm right back up to 6. 6 times 2, and now I start repeating factors. So now I know I've gotten all the factors of 12. Next up, I have to get the factors of 36. They're going to have several factors in common, but we're going to look for the greatest common factor. Let's find our factors of 36. So this was how we found our factors of 12. And let's talk about how we find our factors of 36. Two numbers that multiply together to get 36. Well, 1 times 36 is 36. So that tells me 1 and 36 are factors of 36. Then I move on to 2 and I say 2 times what is 36. This is why your teacher spent so much time on divisibility rules. I know if the number is even, if it ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, I know 2 will go into that nicely. Some of you might even have to long divide. How many times does 2 go into 36? 2 goes into 3 once. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Drag down that 6. 2 goes into 16, 8 times. So 2 times 18 is 36. Like, all right, 2 and 18 are factors of 36. Oops, sorry, jumped a slide. So now I move on to trying 3. How many times does 3 go into 36? All right, some of you might have to long divide. 3 into 36. 3 goes into 3 once. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract off. Zero's out. We drag down our 6. 3 goes into 6 twice. Oh, okay. 3 times 12 is 36. So 3 and 12 are factors of 36. Then I try 4. 4 times what is 36? Oh, 4 times 9 is 36. So I know 4 and 9 are factors of 36. So then I try 5. Oh, 5 doesn't go into 36. So then I try 6. Oh, 6 times 6 is 36. So 6 is a factor of 36. Then I try 7. Oh, 7 doesn't go in. Then I try 8. Oh, 8 doesn't go in. And then I start repeating my factors because then I'm right back up to 9. So now I have the factors of 36. 12 and 36 have several factors in common. 1 is a common factor. 2 is a common factor. 3 is a common factor. 4 is a common factor. 6 is a common factor. But I need the greatest common factor. Ooh, 12 is the greatest common factor. I want to show you one other method. Some of the teachers like to use prime factorization. So 12 is 2 times 6. Break down 6. 6 is 2 times 3. So the prime factorization of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Then they break down a 36. And they do 6 times 6. 6 is 2 times 3. 6 is 2 times 3. So then they'd write out 36. The prime factorization of 36 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Then they do their beautiful Venn diagram. Ooh, that's so ugly. Sorry. So they have their 12, they have their 36. Here, I say, okay, what do they have in common? They got 2 2s and a 3 in common. 2 2s and a 3 in common, right? This 36 has this 3 out here. Anything they have in common goes in the overlap of their Venn diagram. 36 still has a 3 not accounted for, and 12 has no other factors not accounted for. So to find the GCF, your teachers would have you do 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. So you can either write out your factors, or some teachers really focus on the Venn diagram to get to the greatest common factor. Either way, hope that helps.